Are you ready to transform your normal e-commerce business into one that experiences exponential growth year after year using online advertising? If so, this show is for you. Me and my guests will show you how you too can grow your e-commerce business to 7 or even 8 figures so you can go on more luxurious vacations, spoil yourself and your family, say yes to more opportunities, and become financially free so you never have to worry about money again. Welcome to the E-commerce Performance Marketing Show. How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Ecom Performance Marketing Show. And as always, I keep bringing you incredible guests. And you've got a legend in the Google ad space right in front of you right now. This guy has been responsible for 35 million in Google ads for companies. He's worked with Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels, Dan Lok, the actress, who's beautiful by the way, Olivia Wilde, and her company True Botanicals, and also Thrive Makeup and various other companies. So we're going to talk Google Ads today. So I know you're going to love this episode, so be sure to like it and share it. This way others can also benefit from this episode as well. Josiah, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Josh. I am thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm honored. Thanks for coming on, and also for joining us from Mexico.
Oh, you mean Mexico?
Yeah, Mexico. So what brought you out to Mexico? Can you tell the audience a little bit about that, and also just about how you got started?
Yeah, so I'm in Mexico just to hang out, man. I've never been here. Everything's half price here, and especially everybody's afraid to travel right now. It's been amazing. I'm one of the only gringos here right now. And it's not like on the news. There's dangerous parts of Mexico, of course, but where I'm at, Puerto Vallarta, is just like the people are so sweet and friendly and amazing, and just like, just had some amazing experiences out here so far. So yeah, definitely just love the Mexican people and how welcoming and friendly they are. And
nice.
Yeah, it's been amazing. In fact, okay, so
that's cool.
I know there was just a little example of that. I was walking in the street the other night, and there was a mariachi band, and this is such a beautiful moment. Like there was a mariachi band, and they were standing around in like a half circle, playing their instruments for a homeless man, to make his day better. Like he was
nice.
He was in a wheelchair, and he was homeless, and like there was no cameras, it wasn't for the likes, it wasn't for anything. It was just like this pure moment of like kindness and love. Like these mariachi, like this band, they were just playing music to make him happy, and I just thought that was such a beautiful moment, like the kind of all for one for all type of mentality. And
yeah, that's awesome. I know. Yeah, I mean, I'm a quarter Mexican. I don't look it obviously, but so like Mexicans are like, it's just, they are so family oriented. Even if you're not technically family, they just, they're like what you just said. They really flock together. They take care of each other and they look out for each other. They have that in their blood and their culture. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah. So that's cool, man. Well, hats off, for you to be in Puerto Vallarta and being on a vacation. That's awesome. I actually might go to Hermosillo, I believe is the name, which is like
for being a quarter Mexican, bro, you sound whiter than I do.
Dude, I know, man, I know. And both my parents speak Spanish. Come on, Mom, Dad, what the heck? Why didn't you teach me Spanish? Anyway, so yeah, I know, I'm a total gringo. But well, man, how did you get started? Like, what was your origin story in getting into digital marketing and Google Ads, and before you spent your first dollar on ads, and now you've spent 35 million of them?
Yeah. So to clarify, most of that money was not my money. I have spent a lot of my own money, but most of it's been for clients and brands with very large budgets. So
nice.
Yeah. So no, great question. And this is something that I really like to tell people, because it's like I have my associate's degree and I have some credits left for my marketing degree, but I hit success and I hit 6 figures without, that, essentially without a degree, a bachelor's and an associate's. But I love telling people about this. So the path I took, and anybody can take this path, is Google has a bunch of, so I worked with Russell really closely, Russell Brunson, for a while. This is pre-ClickFunnels, and so he kind of gave me like a really good intro. and I was helping him build funnels and kind of, we would do a lot of like list swapping, and it was a lot of like free type traffic where, SEO and building lists and like promoting each other's stuff. And at the time they weren't really big into paid media, and media buyers were like kind of this like mystical unicorn of a creature that it was too hard. It's too hard. Like, don't mess with it. It's too hard was kind of the vibe that I was introduced into internet marketing anyways, but I was like, I kind of want to learn it. So I decided to specialize in PPC specifically, like Google PPC ads. And so Google has free courses. I mean, they're literally certifications, like, and they're free, where you can go and you can take the test, you can get your little certificate, like you're Google certified for search, for video, for display. And so that's what I did, was I took those, and then I went to an agency. There's the thing about this space is there's like this enormous demand for good marketers. And I think it's just now more than ever, not only do our businesses trying to survive, they need to be marketing online, but also there's a huge demand for people for remote workers and just people that understand marketing. And so now is an amazing time to jump in the space, essentially.
Definitely.
But basically, so I took my free courses, and then I got a job at an agency for like $15 an hour. It was like, it was dismal, basically. But I didn't care, because at that agency, it was a PPC agency specifically. They were SEO, PPC, and I was like a junior media buyer. And but I was exposed to a ton of different clients. We were like a pillow company and a mattress company and a dentist, and like just all these different verticals. And over the course of six-ish months, I got really good. I just went all in, and I got really good at buying media. And it was kind of a time of struggle. I paid my dues per se of learning. But then once I got decent, I realized like, wow, there's this huge need for a lot of companies that need client side. It's called client side. So you're not on the agency, you're client side. People that want in-house media buyers, basically people that want to manage their, their Google, their Bing, their Facebook, client side. So a company reached out to me. Somebody posted on Twitter. I started to get involved in these groups on Twitter and other like PPC communities, and there's always people posting jobs. So I just like, hey, like I'm interested. And anyways, they were like, it was starting $70,000, and I was like, for me at the time, that blew my mind. I was just like, 70,000, no way, it's insane. And so,
how old were you then?
Oh man, that was like 10 years ago. So
dang, wow.
10,
okay.
Maybe 8 years ago.
Okay.
So it was a lot of money for me at the time. And then, but then I started to crush it for them, and my salary quickly went up to, thankfully the company I was at, like they were all about taking care of their people. And, I was pretty soon I was at like 110, 120, and I was getting like these huge bonuses every month because I was crushing it for them. Anyways, yeah. So, essentially within a year, I went from like not knowing anything about PPC to a six-figure salary. And it's not the shortcut to cash like a lot of people want, but it's a skill that has yielded fruit for the last 8 years, and not only for myself but for other clients. And I've been able to help a lot of people and feel really happy and just love it. And also, like, I'm with a company now, the traffic and funnel guys. They're all over Facebook.
Nice.
They
so it's because of you that I see their ads everywhere.
So there's traffic and funnels, and then there's another arm to the company that I've helped scale. When I got there, they were around $40K a month. I think I can say that. But I scaled them to $1 million in revenue within 45 days. And so I'm super, super stoked about that right now. It's really good. But yeah, that's a really good product. And so I've been happy to.
And see, what I love hearing about that, and also I love how the audience is hearing that too, is because it just proves that once you have your funnel and your marketing dialed in, working, numbers are looking great, even on a low ad spend, you can scale very fast, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can hit the gas on things. And that's what I kind of came in. We did make a few tweaks to the funnel, but for AOVs, we're just trying to, you want to obviously jack the AOVs up as much as you can. And then like once you can once you can just hit the pedal, bro, there's an ocean of unlimited traffic out there.
Totally.
And that's just so fun. It's just like, all right, like you have this little, you're turning $1 into $2, and then you just fire and you pour gasoline all over it. It's so fun. So
nice. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I've been telling people, like with the content and emails and things like that with my ARM5 formula. Like once you know how to do advertising well, and once you have your, marketing just really dialed in, where you can maximize your average order value, your customer lifetime value, and you're seeing, considerable return on your ad spend. Usually we get about a 3 to 6 on every dollar. Then it's just a matter of scaling, and scaling is the easy part in a way.
Yeah. It is.
There's a skill to it, but
there are struggles that come with velocity.
Totally.
For example, when you're spending, I'm spending 25 to 27,000 a day right now in YouTube.
Dang.
And what happens is the banner blindness, in this display world, or like just the creative burnout is a real thing. So you'll launch so you're constantly on this wheel of like coming up with new angles, new ads, and it's fun. Like it's all a fun process, but you can you just have to be, your creative game has to be on point when you're running at that velocity. So yeah, it's got to be able to crank out a bunch of creative. So.
Yeah. I know myself and a lot of the experts in my books said the same thing, that when at that level, at your level, you just have to produce a ton of ad creatives consistently. You basically just have to have a solid process in place where you're just writing ads, or someone is, and you're creating images, graphics, videos at a fairly fast clip, because, like you said, creatives do burn out. And when you're at that scale, you need to like really replace ad creatives as fast as possible.
Yeah, absolutely we do. And we got a process. I mean, that's out of necessity. We got a process in place where it's like, okay, copywriters, like we literally have like a brainstorm session where we say, okay, everybody bring 5 different angles. And I actually have this, I could probably share this with the group. I put this together a long time ago, and it served me throughout the years, but it's like Josiah's angle exercise, and it just has like hundreds of different angles. And so I like to go in there and just say, okay, it gets my mind flowing, I guess, of different like ways to look at the product, how to use. And then, we have kind of a guru person, so working with his personality and things. A lot of times, especially with video creative, like the meat and potatoes of the video is the same. Like you have your benefits, your features, your social proof, and your call to action, right? But it's more about coming up with different angles and hooks on the front end of like, okay, what's a funny thing we can do to intro, or what's a good stat, or what's a good, it's more about like that. So you can run multiple front end angles, like hooks, I guess you would say, to like the core message. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice. And that makes it so much easier too, I mean, when you think about it. So, I mean, and because the audience might be daunted thinking about how to get to that point, they're going to have to really create a lot of ads, a lot of messaging, but, it's really the lead in, it's the disruption hook, it's the actual like marketing hook itself, it's the intro to the ad itself that you really do have to replace more so than the entire ad itself. Absolutely. Yeah. And I like to tell people this, and I think YouTube is the only ad platform that the first 30 seconds is free. It's literally the only free advertising like platform out there. So, you don't pay for a click or a view unless somebody has watched for 30 seconds, but you can do a lot of damage in 30 seconds, right? You can you can communicate a lot of value and proposition and position yourself and your brand and everything in 30 seconds. So I think, YouTube's kind of getting out there, is, a lot more people are leveraging it, but I think we're about to see like even more of a boom with YouTube than ever before.
Definitely. Agreed.
Because
I think YouTube is like the next TV, really, in a way. I mean, I've been saying this for like probably about 2 years now, but like YouTube is essentially like what TV was 10, 20 years ago, in my opinion. I mean, just with using ads, 10, 20 years ago, it was like people wanted to buy ads on TV But now those don't make nearly as much sense as, say, a YouTube ad, because the targeting is so much better on YouTube, especially when you combine it with like an omni-channel strategy, and you're using Facebook, for example, to target based off all the parameters, you know, all the details essentially that everybody has access to target on Facebook. You acquire that, now you can retarget everywhere, and YouTube's great for that.
Yeah. No, yeah, YouTube's amazing. Our remarketing YouTube campaigns crush. I mean, our marketing in general does really well, but
Nice.
yeah, I love YouTube, love scaling it, and I can kind of go over like at a high level how to scale on YouTube if we want to get into that.
Well, you know, this is something I ask almost every guest that comes on here, like, what's been your biggest e-com success to date, you know, and how did you achieve it? If you can maybe go over that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So, man, Thrive was a huge win. So Thrive is it's like a makeup company. It's a vegan makeup company, and so specifically for e-com, if we're talking specifically e-com, one thing that really helped with them was single keyword ad groups, SKAGs, or actually it would be single product ad groups because it was e-com. So just getting really granular with each of the products. Also, we turned on smart bidding or smart campaigns, smart
Smart campaigns. That's what they're called.
But it's not display. It's like the smart shopping.
Got it.
And those outperformed our manual campaigns. So yeah, we were getting like a 10x on those campaigns. That was really good.
Nice. Dang. Yeah, guys, $10 back for every dollar spent.
Yeah, no, it was ridiculous, and their brand was super strong. I think there's something to be said that a lot of performance marketers miss is like, hey, let's just sell this, like, you know, drop shipping in China thing, without really building a brand around it. There was just so much around, like just the goodwill of the brand went so far. You know, she was part of each sale, and they're premium, like it's premium prices. Part of each sale went to like help a woman that had like a traumatized woman or something. Basically, they were doing charity work with a portion of the sale. I think that really helped just push people over the edge with the purchase, and also just congruency across the brand. Just colors, their style guide was on point, and like you don't deviate outside of that. It's like everything is congruent. So
yeah, it's big.
Having that end-to-end like omni-channel experience, I guess you would say, would help a lot.
No, I agree, man. I mean, I think it's been probably about 2 or 3 years now that you really have to focus on brand marketing, in my opinion, almost as much, maybe just as much as direct response marketing, in order to do well with ads, especially at scale. You know, I mean, I've been saying that in the past 2 books that I published. Other experts that contributed to my books have said the same thing. And experts at Traffic and Conversion Summit have been saying it for the past like 3 years. So, I mean, yeah, it's, you know, you definitely have to have a strong brand to get the best possible results on Google. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100% right. And then a lot of success, with YouTube, man. Even you know, I got buddies that skill that YouTube is crushing for them for e-com. And basically, and I can share this with the group here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's basically it's the form. There's a video formula specifically for e-com products.
Okay.
It works really well, and it's actually it's basically a sales letter formula. Like if you look at Alex Mendosian, I can send it over basically. I mean, you get your problem, solution, and it's a Excel spreadsheet. You can fill it in. And
nice.
Then volume wise, you want to do like 5 or 10 of those. And then so you have enough creative to test with. That's another kind of a lot of lazy marketers, I would say. They'll create an ad, submit it, it doesn't do well. Oh, this just doesn't work, right? When in reality, it's like you need to have more creative. You need to have too much creative to test than not enough, because I mean, to this day, it's interesting to me when I release 10 ads into the wild, right? 10 videos, one of them will just way outperform the other, and it's like, why? You know, why? At the end of the day, I don't even, like, most of the time I don't even know. It's just like, okay, like,
just follow the data.
Math makes sense. You roll with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. That's awesome, man. Well, Yeah, I'd love it if you could maybe share some of the strategies or tactics that you've seen in your experience, because obviously you have tons of experience. This way, the companies and business owners that are watching or listening to this episode, they can test these strategies and tactics in their own Google Ads use as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you how to do it right now. So in YouTube ads, something called custom affinity audiences. Basically what you do is so first thing I want to find a winning creative, right? So I have another document that I use that's like gold for me that I created. It's called my Customer Insight Builder. And basically what you do is you find out where your customer hangs out online. It's like your demo psychographic document where you're just, you're brain dumping and researching everything there is to know, from like where they hang out, the direct, like other books they read in your niche, other products they buy, like the really tight stuff where the targeting is like going to be one-to-one, and then branching out to, like what other podcasts, or like if they're 18 to 35-year-old males, who else do they like? Maybe it's like Joe Rogan or GQ magazine, or just, so kind of, if I'm selling like a sales product, there's the obvious things of like other sales books, other sales gurus, and then if we're branching out, like software they use. So basically it's a list of stuff. It's just like an idea generator. And I like to spend like a good hour or 2 or 3 with somebody. There's an effect of like doing it with somebody else that really helps, of like, you're both like, okay, yeah, they'd probably be interested in this. They'd probably be interested in this. And then build this like monster list of essentially what are going to become audiences. And you take each of those audiences and you just systematically, and I like to test from like what I think is going to be highest ROI first, and then get more broad. But I'll take systematically these audiences and set like $100 budget per day, and just start testing audiences. And then on the back end, I can see, I'll always spend 3x the CPA. That's usually the rule. Spend 3 times the CPA. So I'll spend about $300 per audience to see, and usually I'll know by then like if it's a dud or not, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? So,
and you're talking about targeting like psychographic interests that you've researched, right?
Yep.
Like keywords or what people are searching for on Google, YouTube, etc.
Yeah. So
right?
there's the keyword aspect of it too. So you can target, I don't know, give me an example. I don't know. We'll do
let's say like someone is selling immunity products.
Immunity products. Okay.
Yeah. So Dr. Axe, go ahead.
Yeah. Let's roll with that. So immunity products, you have your Dr. Axe, like your brands, your competitor brands. And I would say that's pretty tight targeting. Like custom affinity audience I like to look at it as a way to retarget your competitors' visitors. Because basically it's like, okay, if this user is visiting this site, then we're going to be able to target the users of that site. And also they can tell kind of what other kinds of sites that user has been visiting based on the website that you give it. So you can literally target draxe.com, and I break the whole campaign out by one audience, one ad group, and one, like, that's it. Because usually most of these audiences are like, the audiences are huge. Like it just Dr. Axe, if we looked it up right now.
Yeah, that one's huge, I know.
Yeah, they have a massive audience. So I want to know specifically. Also, another little tip that works really well is not just targeting the domain, but go to their checkout page. Go a little bit deeper in the URL thread to like the more intentional buyer, I would say. And then you can target that specific. You can target deep links in their site. Does that make sense? So build an audience.
That's huge. So you're targeting the actual buyers, basically, by identifying those checkout URLs.
Off of the deep links of their sites, like
their
/ sign up page, whatever. That's going to be a more qualified audience than. Anyways, yeah. So
that's huge.
So that it's a game of like, okay, let's make a huge list of all of these relevant audiences of our competitors, right? And and then once you have an ad creative, the first rule is always figure out your winning creative, because everything after that is worthless unless you have a winning creative. So so start with your like really core targeting. If your ad doesn't work on this targeting, then it's probably not going to work on even broader targeting when you start targeting just males 18 to 35, right? You know, depending on your product, obviously, but so make it work on your closest audience. Keywords are also really targeted. Not only would you target drax.com as a custom and fitting audience, you would also target it as a keyword. You know, Dr. Axe, drax.com, www.drax.
Nice. Yeah, that's exciting. That's cool. As a marketer, it gets me excited to jump into Google myself and get my hands dirty. It's because I don't do Google ads anymore. I did years ago when I was my agency was a lot smaller, but you know, now I have a team member that does it. So you know, it's cool like hearing everything that's really working right now. There's just so much potential with Google ads. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy because search is pretty expensive to start with, and a lot of people, when they think Google, it's like search, but and search is amazing. Search is great, and I've had tons and tons of success with search. But if I was to jump in search, a little tip. Here's another little tip, is take the audience that you build from YouTube and then take that audience and then build a remarketing list for search ads. So you can do remarketing for search. So if somebody interacts with your brand and then they search for Dr. Axe or like bone marrow, immunity booster. So that's probably a pretty like immunity supplement, right? That's probably a pretty like expensive keyword. So, but if they've already had an interaction with your brand, and then you create a remarketing list out of that, and only show search ads to the people who have already interacted with your brand, like watch your videos or something on YouTube, the CPAs are a lot lower, and you can make it work essentially. So
yeah. No, that's great. I know. Yeah, I know search ads can be very powerful for retargeting. I know that we do that quite a bit, especially that's like one of the first like low-hanging fruit campaigns that I walk people through doing on their own in my ARM5 Format Accelerator program, which is more done with you, 12-month program. But then on the agency side too, that's pretty much 100% of the time always on the initial 50-page strategy plan that we put together when we work with new companies for the first time. That's like one of the first things that we see that we can do that can make an impact. So it's awesome that you brought that up.
Yeah. And this is like no-brainer stuff for most marketers, but branded search obviously is your highest ROI, hands down. And you want to make sure you're capturing all your brand terms. Like if you're marketing your immunity booster, you want the .com, the www.com, all the misspellings of it, and everything in its own campaign, because people are going to see your video, like even with display ads too. Like they'll see something and then they'll go type in the domain in search, and so you just want to be capturing. If you're casting this huge net, filling your pipeline, you want to make sure that's usually the highest ROI. If somebody's searching for your brand, that's always the highest ROI advertising. It's just, if nobody knows your brand, then it's brand.
Love it.
Yeah.
Plus, you're protecting your moat. You're protecting your brand. Because if you don't, other competitors will target your brand search terms as well. And so you need to be able to dominate your own brand.
Yeah, people say, well, why would I advertise on my own brand terms? Why would I do that? So, and I get it. Like, I get where they're coming from. Like, why would I pay for a click that's already searching for me? But that click will be intercepted if you, like, it's a real estate game, right? Especially in SERP, like, you need to be there. And it's not even expensive. Like, it's a brand term, Right. Dr. Axe, it's they're cheap. So that's always funny to me that, I mean, as a competitor, like, it's fine because I can swoop in, and snag their traffic.
Right.
Anyways, so brand.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, dude, thanks, man. Those tips were all incredible. And I mean, guys, Josiah, he's been on the block for quite some time, helping people with Google Ads, he's had some incredible results, and he just gave you some incredible tips that you can use right away with your Google Ads.
That's working right now. You can
Yeah.
if your funnel's on point, like if your AOVs are decent, I would say you probably need like at least like a 50 to 100 AOV to really like burn hard on YouTube, like just to like to dump money into it. Because if you can acquire a customer, like on your front end, if you can acquire a customer at like 50 to 100, there's and still make money on the back end, right? On the back end of your funnel. There's insane amounts of scale available.
Nice. There we go. There you go, guys. So make sure your funnel is definitely dialed in. But if your funnel is dialed in, you're doing $50 to $100 average order value in your e-commerce store, and your customer lifetime value, your return rate when it comes to getting customers back, your follow-up processes are dialed in, and you see a strong customer lifetime value cycle in your business, then the sky's the limit. And you need to basically learn from someone like Josiah or myself when it comes to scaling like your business, because you just need to pour some gas on that business, because you have scale. You have scale right there, and it's just a matter of time. You just need to get the experts in your corner to help you. So awesome. Hey, Josiah, I appreciate your time, man, and I want to be respectful. I know we're getting to the end here. I know you have a commitment coming up. But before we end things completely, we have a fun bonus round that I want to go through with you.
Bonus round.
Man, I need to record that, because whenever I say bonus round, that just needs to play.
Few lights.
So, right, it'll be awesome. I'll tell my team. So I'm going to ask you 4 questions, and each of these questions you have to answer with only one word.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I know. I get that a lot.
All of them. Good.
Good. Just all of them. All right, that's a wrap. All right, guys.
That's a wrap, folks.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
What caused your biggest e-com success to date?
Perseverance.
Okay. All right. I'm laughing not because it's not true, and I don't honor you saying that. It's just that that's something people have said, but oh well, it's fine.
I'm not the first one to say that.
No, unfortunately, but it's okay.
That's okay. You gotta stick in there, man.
If anything, it just shows people that, hey, to get to your goal, to have success, you have to have a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, you have to have I've failed a lot, like so much, like crying. I've cried at my computer before because I thought something was gonna work and it didn't, and I just defeated tears. Like I've been there multiple times, and it's just like you just do the next thing. You just keep going, failure is a data point. You learn from it. You just have to spin it into a positive every single time it happens. And you just have to be unafraid to fail, because the more you fail, the faster you're going to succeed. Yes. 100%.
Okay, what advice do you have for other e-com business owners?
One word. Scale.
Nice, I like it. Hey, that was the theme basically of this episode. How would you describe yourself?
Good.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That works. Hey, considering what we talked about prior to this episode, and now you're saying the opposite, that's awesome. What do you see in your future?
The Lamborghini.
Ooh, okay. I like it. That's awesome.
Just be one of the, throw some money around, the Lambo. This kid. No, I think, abundance. Let's go with that.
Abundance. Okay. All right. Sounds good. That sounds good. Although Lamborghini would be nice. What model would you get?
Oh, probably it's so overrated and played out, but I do like the Hurricane.
Yeah.
Or the Murcielago.
Gotcha. Okay.
What did you mean before the call? What did you mean? Considering what you had said before the call.
Oh, yeah. No, it's okay. I threw a ninja comment out there, didn't I? So, no, we were talking about how we met at a spiritual retreat.
We did.
And
ayahuasca retreat.
Yes. And we were just talking about how that, helps you kind of battle with your demons. essentially.
Oh yeah, it was awful. It was the worst night of my life, hands down. And it, you know, it was horrible, and it kind of, yeah. Anyways, I don't recommend. I used to recommend it, but I don't. You have to definitely feel the calling to do ayahuasca for sure. But I want to say, Josh, to your audience, that one thing I was so impressed. I think ayahuasca, it just brings out your like real raw who you are. I mean, it was like it's a very vulnerable place, kind of going through that together.
True.
And I just want to say that I really appreciate you as a person. Like I was able to, you know, we were able to form a friendship there, and you know, see insights into each other. And I just, you as a person, you're a good man, and you're doing good things, and I appreciate you. And I'm 100% behind what you're doing, and I'm a fan. I'm a Josh fan, and I can say that from a place of, from my heart. You know, I've felt your heart, and it's a good place.
Wow. Well, thanks, man. Wow, that's really cool to hear. I could almost cry. No. I mean, thank you. You know, like we were doing in the retreat, you know, with the pray. Aho. Yeah.
What is that, like in a Native American word? Or it means like yes or amen or I agree or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah. No, thank you, man. I appreciate that. You know, one of my fondest moments. It's such a simple moment, but one of my fondest moments of that experience was, you know, that first night. After feeding myself a banana because I was hungry, I went to the couch, and you were on the couch. You look a little shaken up, and you had your head in your hand, and so I had a banana that was unopened, you know, and I was getting ready to have a second banana, and I was like, you know what? Let me check on Josiah and make sure Josiah is okay. And then I started talking to you, and actually I tossed you that banana, right? And then I started talking to you, right? I said, hey, Josiah, and you looked up. Tossed you that banana, you caught it, and then we started talking. So, because I was just looking out for you, you know, I want to make sure you were okay.
Yeah, no, I appreciated that. That was a very, like, a profound moment. I don't know, everything's like escalated when you're on psychedelics. But yeah, that was a beautiful moment. And you know, at the end of the day, like, I think as media buyers, you know, this is kind of tangent, we can wrap it up. But at the end of the day, like, I hope that, you know, as business owners and marketers, whatever we market, we do it from a place of love, and as cheesy as it sounds, like I really believe like the universe, the fabric of the universe is love, and that when you market from that place, like you feel good about what you're marketing, you feel good about who you're marketing to, you know, you raise your vibration, you raise other people's vibrations, and you make the world a better place, like in a very literal sense of the word. And so I've just, you know, I've marketed things in the past that didn't help people, and I was it was you know, seeing like, wow, you know, I'm really influencing people's lives, you know, with what I market. And so just realizing that, you know, it's more important to me. I made a resolution to myself that like I'm going to market, I'm going to help people. And as media buyers, as business owners, and as marketers, I hope, and you know, my prayer is that we will, you know, evaluate at the end of the day, like what we're selling. Does it make people's lives better? And we're doing it from a place of love. And I think that is the greatest conversion point there is when people feel your love about what you're selling, and you know, and you go the extra mile. There's an intrinsic value there that can't be measured. That it's true. You know, will help benefit everybody. So.
Yeah, and I love you pointing that out, man. And you're right. You know, I mean, life is all about, as cheesy as it sounds, love and connection, but it's true. You know, and when you're selling from the right place, through your marketing, through your business, you know, and you're doing it like you said, with love, from love, with passion, it comes across and it makes a big impact. And you're right. That's like probably the biggest thing that can have the biggest impact on your conversions.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Well, how can? Yeah, I appreciate you too, man. So how can the audience, you know, reach out, learn more from you, follow you, and your journey? I know you've got some exciting stuff on the horizon. What are the best next steps that the audience can take here?
Yeah, I just go to valuablemarketer.com, and I'll just send you some good stuff, some good freebies, like free scaling stuff. I know I talked about some of the stuff today, or shoot me an email. Josiah. I'll even drop my personal, JosiahColt@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know if I can help or whatever. I'll do what I can. I mean, total honesty, I'm like pretty strapped on time, but I do love to help where I can, and I do love dropping good content, dropping fire content for people. So,
like you did today.
Yeah, bro, drop some fire.
Yes.
So yeah, valuablemarketer.com. Just email, and then we'll send you some free stuff. And,
okay. Yeah. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, reach out to Josiah, JosiahColt@gmail.com. If you're a single lady, reach out to him. Kidding. If you're a business and you want to see as much ROI as possible from your Google Ads campaigns, reach out to him. Valuablemarketer.com as well. I just was joking around about the whole Gmail because it's your personal email. That's why. But
I know maybe that was a bad idea. Should we bleep that out?
No, it's too late. Don't worry about it.
Okay, just yeah. Well,
it's okay. Okay. Let's just say that I pulled some strings so I can connect you. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. We'll hope that this ends well.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Josiah, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it. Aho.
Aho.
And I'll be in touch. And guys, follow Josiah. Go to valuablemarketer.com, and also feel free to shoot him an email at josiahcolt@gmail.com.
Oh my God.
Thanks again for being on, man.
Yeah, you too, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you for tuning in to the e-commerce performance marketing show. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment with a timestamp of your favorite part and share it with a friend. Until our next episode, here's to you and the success of your e-commerce business.